Did you guys see all of the deadlines that I set up? I said we'll do another critique Saturday morning, and then it'll be due Monday at midnight, the final project, so that if anybody needs an extra critique, it's Saturday. I think a lot of people are at 8 as of now, so if you want to double check. But then that gives you some time to finish things up. Okay. Well, is that my computer or your computer?
It's this one. I don't know, I never had a problem with it before. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Oh, I'm not. How do I do the sound thing so it doesn't freak out?
I just
So maybe it's
one over here. This knob right here, you might need to turn down. Because if we can, as long as we can hear them on this end through my computer, then.
Mike, can you hear me? Okay.
Is my computer turned up? Is the question? I'll put my mail so that my mail's not coming up and dinging every 5 minutes. Hi guys.
Hey.
Oh, it's just Mike. Okay.
Yeah. The computer is going to broke it. I said a lot of it, but
What's that other part?
which one? I don't remember about that one. Oh, there we go. Gosh. I get to Google Drive from here.
Just click on that view.
This one? This one? Ah, okay. This one. So, there we go.
You don't have to do this really good, but you don't have to show us what's in there.
I'm not in the fall anymore.
You're trying to do quick to bring video call.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Okay. Okay, new stuff. Let's see. Couple more. All right.
You want to turn down the volume?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I added some stuff to the competitive analysis. So the Goodreads was the original app that I was comparing Turn Together with, and it's just an app that lets users track and rate books and network with other users. And some of the pros that I found were you're able to see books that are recommended to you based on your interests. Users are able to read and review comments of other users who have read the books, users are able to search through popular books, like pretty basic stuff nowadays, and anything that has to do with book sites. I thought the cons, which also related to my app, is that their discussions really weren't discussions, they're more like forums, which aren't really collaborative in my opinion. And then I found my book club, which is a website only, and that is more of along the lines of what I want my app to be. You can create book clubs, you can join book clubs. You also have the option to meet in real life and have an actual book club. But again, it's only a website. There's no app version, so that's what I'm heading for. And then that's just new. Just took out the lower levels on that. And then I changed, so it's create book club, join a book club, and I got rid of, it was my account. And then so I finished my written user scenarios. So I had find the members of an already existing join book club, join a local book club, and then creating a new book club. So those are all those. And then I started doing the actual wireframes. So the scenario was find members of an already existing join book club. So you just go through them. I only have one done out of the three.
That was great. You guys, I think it was great the way the red really stands out and it makes it completely clear how you do it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It's coming along.
Yeah, I think you're really close. I think it's just a matter of you have a idea about the final menu.
Yeah. I really have to think about it. I have a few days.
Yeah, pretty much. We talked about this in the last couple of weeks. So that is, so what she's doing, she kind of did an active stuff where she sketched out her user scenarios just to kind of get herself going before, like, spinning her wheels and Illustrator or whatever, doing all these boxes and stuff. She kept planning. So the site needs to be three user scenarios. So basically, she just putting these up and we're doing those down here. And then the final thing is to take 3 screens, preferably 3 screens that you see in several of the scenarios, and knock them over like a final ending. I don't really care what 3 screens, just they should be kind of different to kind of show off as much as possible.
Absolutely.
So just kind of fix strategically. So if you want an opinion, you're totally on the right track. If you want an opinion on your graphic stuff, like once you get to the final look and feel, you could pop in on Saturday morning with this email and have to edit for you and some ideas.
Okay.
But I think it's I'm not seeing anything really problematic about like things being really too small and not functional. I think you have a good sense for this appropriate scale.
Okay.
You guys see anything? Do you have any comments?
Yeah, so I was wondering, when we do the scenarios, should we use wireframes as illustrative scenario?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, like I said, she did an extra step where she kind of sketched it out first.
So
And
I can
you,
do that.
you kind of did that.
I use what I have.
Yeah. So then she made it more finished wireframes that basically correspond to all of her sketches. And then, and she's working on her 3D user scenarios, but it's kind of like easy work now because she's already figured out what needs to be there. And probably some of them, Olivia, you can like copy and paste from that first user scenario,
Right.
just change a few things.
That's
So
what I was doing with just like
she doesn't have much work to do actually, and then the 3 final screens is just when you play into it, which is where you're ahead because you kind of define the whole look and feel of your app.
Yeah, backwards.
Yeah,
But I think if I use it,
you know, this is just an idea. But when I reading through proposals, I think it would be a lot easier to make your case if when you're writing your pros and cons without just deliberately writing the bullet points, pros, strengths, weaknesses, just so that we see how your proposed project is responding to the strengths and weaknesses that you've noticed in the other applications.
Okay.
Another comment. It's looking good. You're on the right track.
Okay.
These are great projects. This is definitely a great portfolio piece. When you guys interviewed for your internship, what did you show people? Oh, really?
Because at the time, I didn't really have a lot of ability to do last semester. Now I'm starting to get things more from my work than from school, honestly.
But I think this project would be a good one to do this. What's the first one? Yeah, what did you do?
Oh, I haven't really.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's, I think that's a good.
I didn't do this a little bit.
Right. Are you doing scratch that? That's not really a real visual scratch.
Our final might be able to be a portfolio piece.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So do you want to go next? Hey, Mike, you still there?
Yep.
Okay. Oh. So go ahead and, yes, I think you're already sharing the screen. Yeah, okay. So you don't need to do anything except for your work. I think you guys are finding that the process of doing this is helping you the exact functionality. You know?
I don't think about like how many little audiences that actually take to get you familiar with that's about simplifying it and minimizing things. I feel like you don't need yes and no,
Yeah.
Okay, so I've sketched out my wireframes first, just so I can have an idea like where I would want to take things. So the first scenario was how to add a device when you're a new user. So of course, when you open the app, you new users will have to sign up.
And when you press the sign up, you go to the register screen and you fill out your information, and then you press next. And right here is where you would like enter a code or whatever, whatever name the device has. So your phone could, you enter the code to whatever name the device is for your phone. And if you have more than one, then there's an add more button under it, so you can add more code. If not, then you can just press done. My next one was what if you are a member and you want to add more cameras to your phone, for your phone. So you would just enter your email and password. You can press the remember me so you don't have to continue to enter your email. And then it'll go to the home screen and you will go to settings, and under settings, this are just this is just like little for the little boxes under privacy and stuff. I just have that right there for space, like what would be under there. But there's a button where you will add more, and it'll be similar to the screen how for new users you will enter a code if you want, and add as many as you want. And the next scenario is just the live feed part, how to get to the live feed. So you enter in your password. If you haven't pressed the remember me, you'll go to live video, and the camera is will be set up so you can look in your phone. And the bottom boxes, you switch to see which
one, the second, and the third.
Okay.
And then the left.
Okay.
But then, now that you've seen what these guys have done in terms of scenarios, do your 3 user scenarios, you know, and it might help to just kind of skip it first and then bring it into
Yeah, I have some sketches that I want to like scan and then like trace over.
But then you might realize that as you're doing these scenarios, you actually need to go back and put the step in. This is a more detailed flow chart than what some other people are doing, which is fine. Like, if you saw Olivia's, this is kind of like the different task areas. And then the user scenario helps define the different paths of, you know, what has to happen. And if you want to go back and put more detail into it, okay, you can after you go through the scenarios, but they kind of like work hand in hand with one another.
Gotcha.
So you know what you need to do next.
My reference.
Yeah. And I bet you.
I've started a little bit on it, so.
Right. I mean, if you have your scans, if you have your sketches, you know, that might be scanning.
That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, they're a little rough right now, but I definitely clean them up. Yeah.
And then think about your look and feel.
I don't know how that's gonna be better. I want it to be elegant, so I'm thinking like black is the background already.
Let's start to play with something, you know.
Yeah, I've been looking at like inspirational like other color picture apps and like how they have theirs laid out. A lot of them have like a really like subtle gray, which is really kind of gross. So I've been trying to make it like more like elegance, since the app is like all integrated. I want it to be really nice.
Okay, Matt, if you ready? Okay. Hello.
You like it too, so
I like Mary Kay.
yeah, I was networking last night. I was talking to one of the guys that had parking that like, you guys believe that? Yes. He's like, well, I said it's still a crazy woman. Like, a lot porn. I was like, okay, I will.
So we were on this fellowship group together, this was like 2 years ago, and we had a meeting in Chicago. It was on Halloween, and I was just livid about it. I'm like, I did not do some Halloween. And they said you couldn't leave. Because I had told Marty, I'm like, look, here's what we're going to do. She's got young kids, and like, we were sneaking out 2 o'clock to get the cat out of there. And she's like, so she went and told Barrett Abler, who organized it. She said, oh, Drew Griffith says we're going to leave at 2 o'clock. And he calls me out and he's like, Noriko says you can bitch. And I'm like, I don't know where she came up with that idea. And I was like, no, she made that up. I was just throwing around ideas. She said, okay, well, you have to be there all day. So Puerto Rico goes, makes arrangements, uses Halloween with her children, and has her husband's a detective who's working overnight that night. Yeah, she has this whole rigmarole planned. And so we're at the meeting and it's like 1:30 and I'm like, and I totally did. She was like, are you really leaving? I'm like, okay, sorry, go ahead.
All right. Well, I messed up and one of my files is still Illustrator, so we're gonna let that load. But
What's new?
what else can we look at? Well, oh, here we go. Now it's done. Who cares about fonts? Okay. You guys have seen the logo already. There we go. So, found a couple apps because I hadn't done this part yet and discussed it. So, this one is really close to what I want to do, but it has like only body weight exercises, only like things to do on your own. Doesn't really have machine workouts programmed into there for you to use, and it allows you to time and record your stuff, but it also like doesn't have a calendar view. It only has 5 workout types. So it's like strength, cardio, yoga, stretching, and you can make a custom one, which who knows how that works. And doesn't seem like as I was doing research that it has any incentive to keep you going, like any sort of alerts or notifications or like what I had thought of to do like a smart suggestion where it comes up with a workout for you to do based off of the ones you just did. And then this app contains like just a ton of information about different muscles and workouts and different things you can do, but it doesn't allow you to time and record any of it, and there's no way to keep track of it. So that doesn't have any incentive either to keep going. So my app would take like the ideas from both of them, like marry them and try to make it to where it has all this information of every different exercise, and at the same time you can time and record it. So that's what I have for competitive analysis. So
Just make it easier.
yeah.
You might consider like bringing screenshots to like Amazon or something like that. And
Okay.
I would list these like pros, cons. Just
I gotcha.
it makes it a lot easier to digest
Mhm.
what works, what doesn't.
Understood. We'll do. So let me think. Do you have anything else? Oh yeah, there's one thing I want to talk about. So bring this image up. That's not it. Okay. So I was thinking, I've kind of figured out one of my user scenarios, but I haven't gotten to like put it on the computer to make it look nice yet. So here's what I was thinking for another one. If you were to go into the calendar view, so you just want to review like your workout your workouts that you've done. So you would click on the calendar view, it would pull it up. First thing at the top, you'd see the calendar, and then underneath it, there'd be just like a list of the days that you've worked out. And then if you click on a day in the calendar, it would zoom in on that day, make it really big. The calendar wouldn't change size, like that little box would stay the same, it would zoom in on that day. And then underneath it, it would give you, the list would change into the workouts that you've done, and you can click on those and see the stats that go with it, like calories that you burnt or whatever, or the amount of time that you did in sets of reps. So that would be really simple. But the one thing that I want to do, add to the calendar page to integrate it into the rest of the site to keep things moving, is if you were to click on a day that you haven't worked out yet, and it's like near some days that you have, one of the first things that would pop up could be like a question mark. It would be like, oh, you haven't worked out today. You want us to suggest you something? And then it would, and that would kind of go back to this where the smart suggestion, I don't know if you can see that. Nope, you can't. Where it would give you an example for like a workout. And if you don't know what it is, you click on it, and then it takes you into the other part of the site, which is the learning part, which gives you all the different stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out how it all goes together and things like that.
And you're going to access information from different tactics, and that's totally fine. And that's what I've been saying all along, is that some of your user scenarios are going to have similar screens in them, but you're accessing them from different, what you're finding is.
Yeah.
And that's cool, that's great.
So in a user scenario, I could have it if I'm focusing on this one branch of the website first, the calendar, I could start with that, and then in the user scenario, it could flow into another thing. Basically, it doesn't have to have a complete structure. Like, as long as it keeps giving you content, you can keep clicking.
Well, one of the tasks may be, like, I can't remember what I did on Monday. So I go to the calendar view, I look at Monday, and then it pulls up Monday in full detail. That could be enough of a user scenario.
Okay.
You know, because you're showing the calendar view.
Right.
It gives you an opportunity to show what that's going to look like. And then it also shows what does it look like when I zoom in on the day. And if you want, you know, there's really, if you're showing this in another user scenario, it doesn't really make sense to show it again. But clearly, you want to, as someone who's reviewing your proposal on this, you want the person to understand that. Like, let's say I look at Monday and I see that I did these exercises. Obviously, those would be clickable to get me to see more about that exercise or something like that. Right. So maybe you want to take the user scenario to that level and then show us how we can get back to our calendar or get back to that day or something like that. That would suffice for a user scenario because that's something a user would do, right? Yeah, absolutely. Good. Yeah, it's looking good. You've got a lot of pieces. Yeah, I know. Pulling it all together. This is what I'm going to be working on today. Pretty much all day. So. Well, I think you have a good sense of what you need to do. Just packaging it all. You've got bits and pieces, you know. So I've thought about pretty much everything. You're right. I just need to get it all put together and wrapped up with a nice, like Olivia's. Yeah, you have a beautiful portfolio for yourself. Yeah. And it showcases your design work, and then it also shows, interactive. It shows like your thinking process. You know, you're able to evaluate existing, it's like critical thinking. You're able to look and see what's out there, what are the strengths and weaknesses, and how you can improve upon that. And this is the kind of doing this. So you want to release the screen and we'll let Mike take over? Yep. You good? Mike, can you take over the screen?
Yep. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Alright. So I made my recent additions to this are the flow chart, and I was thinking it should be like I was thinking of having a guest section for people who don't use the app very much, but they use it enough that they have the app in the first place. But I felt like there should be a member login for some extra features. And the difference between the user experience that would for members as opposed to the guest users would be they'd have the added features of being able to see their past orders. For anyone who doesn't know, my app is it's like a local delivery app where it compiles all the restaurants and stuff that deliver, and you can look at reviews, and you can order through the app, and it would be an easier way of sorting through all the local options. And so for members, they could view their what they favorited, and they could see their recent orders and any like past orders in case they forgot what they got last time, and there could also be a rewards program. And I'm not quite sure yet if that would be like the app you'd get rewarded directly from the app, or if it'd be the businesses that would provide the rewards. But I was thinking of having some kind of incentive where the more you're a loyal customer, you could get rewards and discounts. And for guest users and members, there would be options to browse. There would be a map and a section for deals and promotions. And so these would be displayed on the main screen after you choose whether you're a guest or a member. And under the browsing section, you could enter your zip code or enable your phone's location. And there would also be, you could browse by just like places that are listed in the area with different filters they can search by, like what's the best reviewed or what's the closest to me. And there would be another section where you can just read the reviews. So, and you can sort that by recent reviews or what the top rated places are. And the map would display a local map with icons of all the participating locations, and you could click on those locations for more information. And for the deals and promotions, there would be a section that lists any coupons that are being offered, and for the rewards program, there could be an option to scan your receipt, and the more receipts you scan, that's how you'd get the points. And there would also be a section for more information on the rewards program. So here's some wireframes I have right now. This would be the screen for, like, right when you open the app, it would say order as guest or member login, and at the bottom it would have some space for, like if there's an ad, any news or like new information, or if there's recently an update, there could be just anything down there that would be useful to the customer. And then over here would be the guest screen. So if you choose the order as guest option, you would see this, and at the top you can enter your area code or enable location, and upon doing that it would redirect you to the browse locations section, and you could also like view the map and look at the deals. And I guess that's where I'm at right now.
You guys have any comments? Yeah. Can you hear it, Mike? Us?
Yeah.
Olivia says in step 2, use your app.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you go back to your flowchart?
Yep.
So remember, if you are intending, it's difficult to see because that black is not showing up very well on the dark blue, so it's really hard for us to read here. But, like, for example, under deals and promotions, I don't think that you mean that the user has to progress linearly through this path, like going to deals and promotions, then going to coupons, then scanning receipts. I don't think you mean that. So if those are 3 separate options from the deals and promotions screen, you've got to show it as a branched structure, not a linear structure.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So make
Yeah,
sure
didn't mean to have a linear like that. So you're saying.
And then with your wireframes, I think that's fine. It's just that, do you understand now if you want to show them as user scenarios?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you've had some good examples to look at, like what Jada was doing and what Olivia was doing, where they're showing, okay, the user is going to scan a receipt from a recent purchase and see if they're the contest winner or something like that.
Okay.
What would that look like? What screens will they need to go through in order to be able to complete that task?
Okay.
That could be one user scenario. And then, and then come up with two other, and that way you're really working out what a lot of the screens are going to look like. So when you present these, just make sure you define exactly what the user scenario is. Do your series of wireframes, and then your final 3 interface designs are you're just going to pluck 3 interesting wireframes that are representative of the overall app, and then design them. Pick your colors and your typeface and all of that kind of thing.
Okay.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I hope you guys saw on the announcements we're going to do another critique on Saturday at 9 a.m. So that's another chance to participate in a critique and get credit for it, or just listen and get help on your project. And then everything is due Monday night at midnight. So make sure you finish all the other assignments and things that are in the Canvas as well. You got it? Mike, your face is really large on the screen.
Is it?
All right, Mike. See you later. Maybe
All right,
see
see
you
ya.
Saturday. His face is turning red now. Bye.